Hello and welcome to Zondell, Lands of Discordance, a Dungeons & Dragons 5e campaign. We have several of our players here again with us, and next week we should have another joining as well. A few won't be making it this time due to circumstances, but we will continue on where we left off last. Outside on the butte, there's multiple different rifts open to different planes and demi-planes. Most of the party is standing around, having faced off against some different dinosaur creatures from one of the rifts, and saw Strahd enveloped in a brilliant burst of light and energy from the telescoping apparatus from the house of Gryphon Hill. When the smoke and shadow started dissipating, Count Strahd was not there, but Strahd the Alchemist, unconscious, was on the ground. Meanwhile, Miranda had brought Yllenda to the others and went back for the power source stealthily, but the power source itself attached to the device appeared abandoned. There were 3 cages that held things. One that appeared to hold a dying phoenix. One that was opened from the inside, and one with several wards and summoning circles, keeping a packed devil inside. One that some of the party know full well as Dantaline. And that is where we resume. Starting first, Miranda. Dantaline simply looks out at you, watching, waiting. Well,
Well, that's anticlimactic.
okay. Don't know if they went to the restroom or something and didn't say anything, but alright, we will pause on that and skip back outside again. Everyone else is gathered around. Some recuperating a little bit from the attacks and seeing the unconscious form of Strahd the Alchemist on top of the butte. What do you say and do?
Has Sook climbed up top yet already?
You would be just coming over the edge now.
And there's no Count Strahd, only Strahd the Alchemist.
Presently.
Finnick's gonna poke him with her broom. See if he's still awake or alive. Not awake, alive. Breathing.
But He's a... Okay.
He's a what?
He's a vampire.
He does not appear to be. And he is breathing shallowly. He does look like he's been scalded from the process of whatever brought him there.
Okay, what else does Phoenix see at the end of her broom from where she's standing?
You see a disheveled blonde man who looks to be perhaps in his late 40s or so. And you would think that not being a vampire or some long-lived race, he should be well dead by now, considering what Strahd had said from how long ago it was that he had tried to separate himself from his evil half. But you also can see there's oddities here and there. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
$11.
Okay. You can see that on different parts of his skin there are small lesions and bumps, parts where the veins are purple or black, and though blood still pulses, there's definitely many things wrong with his body. Checking, opening just an eye to see if he's faking it, and see that it is not properly dilating. He is still unconscious, and his eyes look bloodshot and different color iris for each of them. Appears that most likely, being an alchemist, many of his experiments were upon himself, likely for the sake of extending his life, among other things. And at least some of them had some effect, though perhaps the side effects were not the most pleasant to endure.
Alright. She's going to back up away from him. He's still sort of alive, but there's something definitely wrong with him.
Syl's gonna use her imposter feature and imitate Strahd as she walks up behind the group and say, in his voice, what's going on over here?
Is there a DC for that?
There would, if you're just going by off of this thing, but if you turn around and look at her, you can see that it's Syl and not Strahd.
Yeah,
If
and
she put on a
Miranda's still in the
disguise
mansion,
kit.
but yeah.
Oh, I haven't come out with her yet, have I?
You haven't come out with Dantaland yet, no. You haven't released him yet either.
We were going to you, but you weren't responding, so we had to go
Oh,
to
yeah,
the other
my
group.
bad.
So, what's going on here? Team?
Well,
She
what's
just-
happening? still have a sucking chest wound, and suddenly her strength is two times.
You kind of cut out there a couple
I
of
feel
times.
like that's about as much as we would have understood with he actually had a sucking chest wound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true.
Yeah, point. That was the point. I would like to point out, like, someone sneezing on him could probably kill Darwin at this point. Or at least knock him unconscious.
Well, it's...
That's what
I don't
happens when you get him slapped by a building.
He almost took a little tumble with the building.
Says the one who almost stumbled it.
I don't know what you're talking about. That person's gone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, don't worry. Still saved you, Darwin. So,
At
Kale,
least someone appreciates Darwin.
what's happening here? Alright, nice talking to you, Kale. Darwin, here's a greater
Oh no,
health
he's
potion.
lighting up. We can't hear him.
Here's a greater health potion, Darwin. Don't die on us.
Finnick is also preparing a spell to heal Darwin.
I'll be honest, I'm pretty sure most of us are decently banded up.
Rawl, we
Yllenda-
can't hear you.
Hello.
Hello?
There you go.
Hello?
You
Hola.
might want to turn your volume up a little on your side, because you're as high without peaking on my end.
That is weird. Let me double check.
Yes. Sorry. Little wounded.
How's it? I have the feeling that's not better.
The greater health potion is 4d4 plus 4.
You said 4d4 plus 4?
As in
Plus 11 from
for
Fennec.
letter D, not 4-0.
Yeah. 4 delta 4.
As Strahd the Alchemist still lays unconscious, others healing themselves up and each other around. We drift back into the house on Gryphon Hill once more, and Miranda is outside the spherical cage that contains Dantalan. Stares out and watches, waiting, or simply saying, well,
I suppose this is where I get a favor for helping you out, right? I mean, I could do it out of the kindness of my heart, but...
you don't have much in it, in that regard, do you?
And I would lose out on an impeccable deal that I could get without having to sell a portion of my soul, since I'm actively helping you without needing anything in return. I'm doing a favor for you. You are not doing a favor for me.
Aren't I?
Oh, yes, but you are returning a favor instead of granting one to be returned in the future.
Aren't I? His eyes flash for a moment. The house shakes a bit. I could just simply shake this place and let it crack me out. But there is something useful adjoining, which I believe proved more beneficial intact.
Y'all are so much. No, you're no fun sometimes. All of you people.
Oh no, I think it was very fun to watch you try to stretch for a favor. Opening a door.
It's not necessarily stretching. I am doing a favor. I am just trying to get one in return. You know, like you guys pressing other people for. But anyways,
I'm saying that the level of favor for opening a door is significantly smaller than the level of favor for, slaying Dagon.
and with that, he helps her out, or she helps him out. We already talked to him, didn't we?
Yes, a few times.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know if Miranda was around for that, but when you
Yes,
said
for the Dagon ones, yeah.
Yeah, when you mentioned that, I was like, oh. Yeah,
I
there's
thought you
that,
mentioned
huh?
earlier.
There is that, huh? And I help him out.
It is appreciated and will be returned in a time and place where something suitably equal can be offered. Now,
Hopefully when I really need a door opened.
escape is not always a door.
My bad, yo. I forgot. Anyways, do you have any idea about this thing? I've been trying to find a power source to blow it up.
It's currently paradoxically expiring next to you.
I look around.
There are 3 spheres, one that Dantaline has just left, one that is been opened from the inside, and a third one, which has what appears to be a dying phoenix inside of it.
Oh, goal! I'll go open the Phoenix one.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Should have put on your oven mitts first, bro.
Con save for Miranda. 24.
You take half damage, so only 100.
You take 12 radiant and 12 fire damage.
Did I save, or is that all?
That is a save.
Oh. So I'm still alive.
Ice bucket challenge. Bam.
Is that after I opened the door?
Yes, that is the moment that you open the door. Just this wave of heat and light as the phoenix bursts into flame and gives a loud sound of a death cry before burning into ash.
Ugh.
I did say it was dying next to you.
Well, that's what we were here for.
Did we need an alive one? Okay, look,
I
it's
thought
been a
they
while.
came
but I
back.
don't-
What's a phoenix? I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it comes back somehow.
Yeah, Phoenix is gonna always come back.
Micah, what do I know about phoenixes? I was a monster hunter at one point.
Make a Arcana check or a Nature check.
They are both +0, which means 7. I hunted monsters, not manuscripts. Spells.
I seriously expected more from you.
You know,
They're a warlock,
This-
not a wizard.
it's not the first time I've heard that in my life.
I can imagine.
Oh,
I can imagine one like you can imagine a lot of things.
Yes, and observe much, weaving spells.
It helps with your
to look
creativity and
back.
twisting deals, I bet.
Oh, most deals are twisted by those seeking to avoid such twists. It's hardly even fun when they don't try to make a twist. A loophole for themselves that fails to disallow others. Such as your archer friend.
Such as my what friend?
Archer friend.
Oh. Elwin? I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. He still has time left.
Dantalan gestures over at the ashes. Phoenixes are paradoxical in that, unlike many creatures, they keep their offspring clutched within themselves until the moment of their death, their magic bringing the dead eggs to life.
Search through the ash. Be careful.
Okay.
Try not to take any more radiant damage.
You just searching through it with your hands?
mage hand. Mage hand.
Not a wizard.
Oh, come
Oh.
on.
No, I do have it. Mage hand.
How about you did it? You tested
Yeah.
mage hand.
Hey, I'm sick and mildly delirious. Leave me alone. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
There are 3 eggs within the ash.
They... Will they hurt me to touch it?
Do you touch it?
I take off my shirt and I gather them with that, trying not to touch them directly.
Giving Dantellion a show, are we?
Got
I was,
undergarments.
you know, not going to mention that, but the thought did cross my mind.
It's not
just-
like he's seen anything.
You just have standard attire, basically. It's not special material or anything.
Fine clothes.
Okay.
I'm not using my special armor to do it.
The fabric and silk catches fire as you try to wrap it around the eggs.
Touch it really. Oh my god. Touch it very quickly with my gloves of thievery. Those are magical in nature. Just like poke it, see if there's any heat coming off of it.
Okay. There is definitely heat coming off of it, but the magic does seem to keep the glove from immediately catching fire. It does smolder a bit, though, just from the touch.
Do I feel like I can make it outside holding them without destroying my gloves?
You imagine that likely for how long it would take to get outside,
Dashing the whole way.
even dashing and flying, your gloves would burn up, but maybe your hands might not. Or they might.
Yeah, that's. I don't have that many hit points to gamble like that, Micah. um. I look back at the demon.
Devil, but yes.
Whatever. I look back at the devil as like, you're immune to fire, right?
Phoenixes and fiends don't tend to get along very well.
So radiant then?
He just stares at you, doesn't say anything.
I'll look over at the girl here. It's like, you got anything magical that we can hold these in? That somehow is resistant to fire and or radiance?
Sorry, which girl are you referring to?
The one that I pulled the
Yllenda.
sword out of, Yllenda.
Right. Yllenda, who you brought with to the party, and then you went back in to find the power source.
Oh.
That's why I was double checking was who you were talking about, because
I don't...
She saw
You
her
forgot.
mirror and saw her reflection. That girl. Oh, wait.
God damn it. I guess I mage hand them one by one out. Unless I can hold multiple in the one hand.
go ahead and roll sleight of hand.
Oh, this I can do. 34.
You use it to carefully carry them out of the mansion at the speed that you're able to do it and get back to the others. Dandelion watches as you go and waves at you from near the others as he suddenly appears behind them.
Does Syl notice him?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
She has a 24 passive perception.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
She's using her passive perception. I rolled a 1.
Okay. It's not until you see Miranda's eyes shift from the party towards something beyond them that you notice.
She's gonna look at him. Hey, pal. Long time no see.
Ah. The fun little playdate. Up for another pact, Annie? His mouth spreads a bit wider than should be natural.
You know, I got this cool sword, but I can't use it. Could you, I don't know, make it so I can use it?
And what sword would that be?
That's such a cheat.
She pulls out the sword that's in the back, another back that was in Dog's backpack.
Sword of the
It's
Storm
sticking
Giant.
out. Yeah, sword of the Storm Giant. But not just this sword. All weapons of this type. All martial weapons out of character.
That's an interesting weapon, but surely you can already do that with enough practice.
Dude, it's a time saver. What are you talking about? It's a little favor.
I'll give you his head if you can give me his knowledge of how to use these weapons.
Heads don't do that much for me.
He can keep you company.
Has my soul shuffled off from my head yet?
She doesn't know like soul bind or soul trap or anything like that. I don't know. Can he tell that if his soul still in the head?
Are you asking? 'Cause he hasn't
She's
said
gonna
one way or
ask.
the other.
She's gonna ask like, I can give you his head. Maybe his soul's still around, and you can take that his soul for giving me all this knowledge.
Oh, I quite believe that he's moved on toward a rather interesting sort of afterlife for one who enjoys combat in such manner.
Yay, Valhalla!
Yes, always in battle, never a moment's rest. And
He's in the abyss, isn't he?
quite a assortment of targets to be pointed at.
I mean, he could be in The Shadowfell.
Avernus?
He made the deal with the Heart of Darkness. He could be in the Shadowfell.
He also made the deal with the fairy elemental lady.
I think he spread himself around too much.
And with, the damage done to him, I mean, even more.
Yeah.
Splat.
Over there, and over there.
And over here, holds up the head.
Alright, well, I don't have anything to give you, so I can't make a deal today. Maybe next time.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Do you see
There's
something you
always
want?
more your souls.
You have quite a few things with you. And also something quite intriguing amongst you all. Could take it off your hands.
Not giving him the sword.
He's not glancing at Yllenda,
Who's he glancing at?
Who's he
Strahd?
glancing at?
the alchemist.
Fucking take it, bro. I'll give you
Hey.
straw.
We need,
No, we can't do that? No? Okay.
No,
I mean,
we need the alchemist. We need that one.
we can't give the
Unfortunately, we
alchemist
need
until
an
we
alchemist.
find out where real Strahd is.
How about this?
Yeah.
How about this?
Like, I hate to say it, as much as I would love to fucking do something despicable to this alchemist, we cannot at the current moment in time.
Are you a fan of gambling?
No, I am not. Cease.
No, the thing trying to finagle us.
That thing has a name. Its name is Dandelion. He's
Yes.
a cool...
Yeah, what are you, Kale? Some kind of
He's
racist?
yeah, Kale, jeez. Just because he's
Not
a
to be
devil doesn't mean he
confused with a
doesn't have
dainty lion.
demons.
It's an abomination, but other than that,
No, actually, I'm
Does
a
it
packed devil,
dandelion?
not an abomination. Thank you very much.
you're disgusting either way.
Well, that might be true, though. It's a different matter altogether, isn't it?
Do you
Can we go back to the thing about the dandelion?
friendly gamble, friendly wager, as it were.
Is there a fiddle contest involved? Because he doesn't do those anymore.
I suppose it depends on what is being offered and asked for in the wager, and
Or,
what the terms of winning it are.
oh, sure. So, what is it you're offering in return for Strahd? Alchemist Strahd.
Well, I can offer, most likely, not everything, but most anything that you could possibly imagine, either directly or through connections I have.
How about real Strahd?
That could be
True.
arranged easily enough.
Alright. Anyone else have ideas of what we could ask this beast of?
While they're doing all this, Miranda goes back where that beam came out of to try and look for real Strahd. She's sneaking. Pass without trace at will.
Right. Do you have anything else you might? So we want Strahd, the one we had count, back.
38 stealth.
All right. Anything else you could offer us in exchange for Alchemist? To sweeten the deal, as it were?
His weapon proficiencies?
A particularly powerful item, something, a secret that you aren't supposed to share with mortals, something?
There's, as I said, much that I can offer. It's more or less what you suggest that I can counter with something either
Well,
equal
let's
or
see.
even
How
more
about-
enticing.
How about this? We give you. These are the terms essentially. On the gamble, our bet is Alchemist Strahd, my personal soul, and anything else my fellows here are willing to bet or to put down on this bet.
I'm siding with Dandelion, says Sil.
Tasty as your soul might be to some who might wish to barter for it, I'm afraid it's not of as much enticement to make a wager rather than a straight trade. A wager means I get everything I want and you get nothing if I win. That's certainly not most
Very good
interesting
point.
play.
Very good point. Well, okay. Yes. What would you be willing to give for Alchemist Strahd? We want Count Strahd, but I feel like it's not quite a fair exchange. Maybe a little bit more from you, possibly.
Well, what is it you want most? Safety, knowledge, mortality, wealth?
When dealing with one of these, you always ask for more than they're willing to give you to know how much what you have to offer is worth.
Yeah. How about
Or they will totally underplay you.
we want Count Strahd, the one that just disappeared. We want knowledge, and we want power.
You want the count, knowledge and power.
Yes.
Any specific knowledge or power?
What is a burning question that we have, folks? I'm still a bit new to the whole group, so what is a burning question you guys have been having?
Man, if that were guy, if I was in his shoes, I would give you 2 + 2 is 4, and the ability to light a flame on the tip of
He's
your
asking us
your
for
finger.
specific knowledge. So is there something specific that you guys would want to know?
I mean, benevolence might want to know where the coolest looking butterfly is.
By the way, Miranda dumped some phoenix eggs out in front of you guys. So, I mean, that's kind of what we were here for. And Yllenda.
Well, now we need Strahd, because he was part of the plan too.
Yeah, that's where Miranda went. She's off fucking off in the house trying to find him. Because when he said that was easy enough, I was like, maybe he's inside.
Still doesn't know that the beam came from the house, otherwise she would be inspecting the house. So she's just gonna be like, something I really want to know.
Would you be enticed to follow the other sneaky character into the house and maybe loot some things?
Well, she didn't know you sneaked off because you beat her passive perception.
Oh, well, yeah, there's that.
Alright, so since there's no burning questions being touted out, we'll go with power and And what were the other options? I actually don't remember.
Specific knowledge, specific power.
Since you had asked for knowledge and power in Count Strahd, that's what he was saying is, if you're going to ask for that, you know, you want to be more specific on what you want.
Right.
I mean, he's even being nice instead of going, sure.
Powerful item, I suppose, that is usable by everyone in the group. For sure. For the knowledge, I don't know, circlet of intelligence of some kind might be interesting. Just general knowledge. Just make one of us smarter. I don't know if anyone wants that.
So I was gonna ask Dandelion on a separate deal if she can give him about the fire giant strength, will he give her proficiency with martial weapons?
Why you gotta sell my belt like that?
She doesn't need a. She can't wear two belts of fire giant strength.
Yeah, maybe you give them both of them and be like, can I get a cloud giant, storm giant strength, 29 strength?
But that won't help if she can't use the martial weapons.
When you got a plus 16 to hit, who cares about disadvantage?
Storm. What is fire giant is rare, right?
No, very rare.
So
And the other
above
two
that
are
would be
legendary.
So the cloud giant would be the highest one, right?
It's cloud or storm is the 29 strength.
I think it's cloud. No, there's just. DM, which one's higher?
I'm not quite interested
It
in
is storm giant.
such bargains at present. I'm much more interested in this particular being sorted out.
Yeah, but that's what they want. This is what I want. I don't care what
We
they
can make
want.
an arrangement after you help them figure it out.
Fine.
How about
we want
knowledge
Strahd
of
back.
what Alchemist Strahd was doing?
Oh, that's a good one. Instead of
I'm
That's
not here to
exactly what I was
actually-
gonna say. Come on, man. You interrupted me. Stop
Oh, look
taking
at
my
that.
thunder.
You're so much smarter than everyone else. Very well done.
How and why? I'm not even here.
So yes.
So I was gonna say, we get Strahd back. We get the knowledge of everything Alchemist Strahd knows. And we get the power to
Kill the Heart of Darkness.
we get the power to send the Heart of Darkness back from whence it came.
I look at whatever the guy's name is. If that seems acceptable.
Are you certain that is what you seek?
Pretty sure. And it's all based on the gamble.
What gamble?
If we lose, you get Alchemist Strahd. If we win, we get Count Strahd, you get nothing. We get all of our terms, you get nothing.
That doesn't sound fair.
Exactly.
Well, what would make it fair?
Just handing over Alchemist Strahd and us getting the things we
Trust
asked in
me,
return.
Trust me. Trust me. I look to. What's his name? Dantelian? I don't know what his name is.
Dantelion.
Dantelian.
You trying to cheat a pack devil?
I mean, I've known
I make
Dandelion longer than I've known
deals,
Kale.
and
so-
such a wager would mean offering something more than just the alchemist for
What else would you like?
that. It depends on who, all in all, is going to enter the wager. He looks around at everybody present, including the NPCs.
Try to make a bid for some souls. Dude.
Trust me. I believe I can do this.
Yep. I'm glad I'm not here to put my soul in that.
So it's like, well, since we can't go with her deal, she's just gonna loot everything in the house. Later, suckers. And she's gonna go into the house.
Since I don't believe anyone else wants to join the wager, I can make the wager more favorable for you, Dantelian.
In what way?
Well, here's the wager. I roll a 6-sided dice. On a roll of anything other than 6, you win.
You really trying to cheat him?
I think that
Sounds like a rule for corruption.
we still have to negotiate what else I receive if I win.
I'm just quietly rolling my dice in my hand.
And we'll be using a different die.
No, that's not the wager. I'm sorry.
Oh, but it's so easy for such things to be tricked.
Feel free to throw this. It's not weighted at all. I throw it a bunch of times. It's like completely random.
Waiting is not the same as other matters.
Mm-hmm.
He makes a few scratches on the stone with one of his claws, scraping sound, and then pricks his lip, touching a bit of blood onto it. There's a flash of red and orange light before a small cubic die is present, covered in glyphs on each side. Each one is a permanent bound, dispel magic, and counter magic.
Guys, he's coined onto my plan. I hope you're looting very well.
No fucking kidding! He's been around for a long time. He knows every freaking trick.
Dude, the guy's an ancient Pactian. It is his lifelong job for thousands of years.
My character can't help but gamble. I can't help it. Go find Strahd quick while I keep
Oh,
busy.
okay.
Well, I've been trying, but
Oh, we'll get to you in a second, but
Fennec falls, Silda
Umbra's
quietly.
definitely
unless
giving Dandelion a wide berth.
you have something else of significant offering,
I just
little one.
I just
Perhaps one of the others has something.
I just put the dice back in my pouch and step back a little bit.
Maybe the trade's okay.
I just make some kind of comment about like checking the alchemist's health and kind of just take a step away from Dantalan.
Garwin can offer a riveting performance.
A 3-minute long performance. Well,
Entertaining short one. What would you offer in his shoes?
I just kind of I do say I'm over my back of my shoulder. That was just a thing between us. No one else.
Perhaps he knows you better than I do, and can make some suggestions. No, little dwarf. Meanwhile, Miranda has returned back to the mansion, looking at the telescoping apparatus. Cables conducting power and lines of different chemicals that are flowing into the device. Tiny etched runes. Hundreds, thousands of them spread across the cylinder within part of the mansion and stretching out beyond it. Difficult to see from a distance as anything other than just pitting. But it is some very complex, specific spellcraft.
Look through the telescope?
It looks over toward where the party is, where it was last aimed, at the unconscious form of Strahd the Alchemist.
Is there anything in the direction of where the eye hole was that, like, using that as a line of sight? Any kind of cages or anything in here?
Just the three. The cage that had been in the center, that was open from the inside. The cage to the left, which had the phoenix in it. And the cage to the right that had Dantaline.
Do I think that the cage that was open from the inside may have contained Strahd?
Go ahead and make a investigation check.
Woohoo! Nat 20 plus 0 is 20.
Okay. Looking at a small scrap of fabric torn from a cloak and a bit of black hair, a general scent not noticed as easily before with the heat and scent of both Dandelion and the Phoenix. It does smell like Strahd had been there, and the other pieces seem to reinforce that belief.
Search around for Strahd then.
Okay. The cage itself is opened from the inside. There are no boot prints in the dust, save your own and Dandelion's footprints. Other than some that went up to the apparatus, right up to the central cage, and didn't seem to exit it.
Is the central cage what I'm looking at?
Yes, the one with the open door.
Can I see how it was opened from the inside?
There is a small latch meant to be able to contain whatever effect the apparatus was going to do on the one in the cage, but let them free once it is over. Syl and Fennec, as you are arriving at the mansion, are you searching the attic, the second floor, the ground floor, or trying to find your way into deeper recesses that you can see as the support legs and structure of the house indicates that it does indeed have a basement?
Did it land on its side or did it land normal?
At an angle.
Okay.
You know, I just got a thought. How does Dandelion keep fucking getting captured?
Maybe he's just lonely.
Like,
Oh,
this
me.
is
Woe is
probably
me.
like the 4th or 5th time we quote-unquote rescued him.
Well, no, it's literally the
Second time.
third time, if you count the first time on he didn't have a way off the island. You know, he
Yeah,
could
I
walk
guess.
and whatever.
And
This
then we got him out of
specifically,
the...
you can see, does have summoning circles, which you would know. Summoning circles typically are either you're summoning a general creature or you know its name and you summon a specific one.
All right, what were the options again, and which way did Syl go?
There's the attic, the second floor, the ground floor, or trying to find a way into the basement.
Well, we're at the ground floor first, so let's check there first. Yay or nay?
Sounds good.
Yay it is.
As you enter through the open doors, you can see the foyer. There are stairs sweeping up to the left and to the right. Stairs underneath those that go deeper down. A passageway that leads further back beyond the stairs. The higher levels above you visible from how the stairs banistered go up. There are cables and piping snaking all over along where the different stairs lead. The thickest of them seems to go down toward the basement and up the right set of stairs toward the top floor.
You got him chasing my trail, Micah?
Well, just describing what's around them.
Are those machines still active, or do we not see them yet?
At present, you do not.
You
Okay.
don't know they're there.
Yet.
Can Finnick smell or see anything that would get picked up by her passive perception?
What is your passive perception right now?
20.
One moment.
I guess I should say see, smell, or hear.
Deeper down the hallway, your ears twitch lightly as you hear something further on ahead whispering at you. Indistinct, but audible, at least to you.
Does she recognize it as the same whispering from the castle?
It is not.
Okay.
I mean, well, still has a 24 passive perception. I'm sure she'd be able to hear it too. Unless the kitsune have a keen sense where they have better hearing and smelling. Do the kitsune have keen sense?
I don't remember at the moment.
Alright, well, is there anything shiny nearby? Or books?
One moment.
You can keep the shiny, so we'll keep the books. Deal?
It depends on what kind of books.
Yes, they do have keen senses.
What kind of books are you interested in?
The ones with pictures.
But I get to keep the ones with the naughty pictures.
We may have to fight for that one, so.
Yeah, you know what? You can keep the ones with the naughty pictures. I'll make my own.
Can I draw you like one of those French girls?
She
And
can.
that's a story of how this session turned into fan fiction.
She can. Still can definitely do that.
I'm good. Not dying.
Not like Arendelle.
Well, technically speaking, Darwin was dying, so that's a...
In character
That's
coughing.
Yes. A healing potion can only heal so much of a sucking chest wound, and being bitch slapped by a building.
Can Finnick see any sort of illusions lying around?
I'm sorry,
Or
any
just-
what?
Illusion?
Sorry, hang on. I don't know if it's me or my ISP or if it's your end. You went robotic for me for a second. Illusions. You don't see any illusions at present in the foyer.
Okay. So are there any shinies or books around like Celeste?
Not in the foyer. There does appear to be the whispering that is leading further on ahead. There are the stairs going up and down on both sides.
So, darling, I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a little bit of whispering down this hall here. Do you want to go investigate it, or shall we go see if we can find something else?
I'm not gonna lie, this is the first time we've ever talked, and I'm just loving your accent.
Oh, well, thank you.
But let's go to the voices, because, voices are always something fun.
All right. Finnick and Cell head towards the voices.
There are rooms and rooms as you go deeper down the hallway. Some open already, some closed. One of the ones that is open has a chair that you can see is rocking on its own. Nothing appears to be in the room save the chair, silently rocking. One of the doors that is closed, as you go to listen, about to grab the handle, you can hear a loud skittering and something scrambling up against the door. The next one appears to have several plinths with items resting upon them. One appears to be a kopesh, a curved sword. One appears to be a pair of pink and purple bejeweled slippers. One is a mix of bronze and gold in a mask that has spikes on the top of it. One appears to be a simple key with what looks to be the teeth of the key instead being the design of a classical circular labyrinth. One appears to be a lamp, is covered in grime and dust. And one appears to be a rather simple-looking bag that has markings on its clasp.
Does Finnick recognize any of the markings?
Go ahead and make a Arcana check.
Can Sil give her advantage? Help her?
Are you going to examine it with her?
Very closely.
21?
You would say yes to the advantage. So if you have not yet rolled it with it, then go ahead and roll again and see if it's higher.
Still 21.
Okay. The bag's markings seem to indicate that it contains a extra-dimensional space.
Is there any off feeling about any of the items, like illusions, magic that we can detect on any of the other items?
Unless you're using a spell of some kind, you can feel like the hum of magic in the air, but you're not entirely certain which ones are the strongest and what any of them do.
So, darling, those shoes and that key, I kind of want them.
What's stopping you from getting them?
Well, I just wanted to make sure that you weren't trying to take them as well.
No. This whole room is, a little suspicious, though.
Fair. Finnick takes the shoes and the key and the bag.
As you take them, roll a 1d20 for me.
14.
Okay. Silka, as she takes the slippers, the key, and the bag, there's still the helm and the Kopesh sword.
Didn't you say there was a mask and a lamp
There's
as well?
also the lamp, yes. The mask was the helm.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sorry, I did momentarily forget the...
What kind of lamp?
it is a grime-covered and dusted-over lamp. It is very ornate, but it does look like it has not been used in quite some time.
It's Genie.
That's what I was
I'm
thinking.
But there's a problem. What does the mask look like? Mask are cool.
The helm appears to be a face with a open mouth for being able to see your mouth within it. Angry but open eyes that are empty so that your eyes can be seen through it. And the rest of it is mostly just circular and spikes of metal sticking out of it. It's made of bronze and gold.
For a moment there.
As you
I'm gonna say,
glance and focus at it, you start to hear whispers.
Not voices again. God damn. What are these voices saying?
They are indistinct.
Okay. Does she go with the voices? Let's roll the die. She does not. She's had enough voices in her head. That lamp, though. That looks nice. She's going to... How big is it?
It's fairly average size, what you would expect for, a small household where you would carry oil a distance to go to a lantern.
She's gonna look for traps.
It does not appear to be resting on anything other than the plinth itself. There are no indentations on the plinth to indicate that it has any mechanism to detect when something is taken off of it. There do not appear to be any markings on it or any of the other plinths as far as you can see, though you would have to lift up the lamp to see if there's anything directly below the lamp.
She's gonna take the lamp.
One of the wishes. Can I have my greatsword proficiency? Didn't need you anyway, Dandelion!
Nothing happens?
Nothing seems to happen as you take it.
Alright. She's gonna
You should polish it.
put it away in her backpack. That's adorable. That little... Is that a dog or a horse? Oh, anyway, sorry.
What's the other items that are there that you're saying nope to?
The Kopesh and
Oh.
the mask. She's gonna definitely get that Kopesh. It's a simple weapon, right? I believe so.
You can always sell the mask, you know?
Yeah, it could also always be possessed.
Tomato, potato.
That's a no for me, dog. The Kopesh is a martial weapon.
It's treating it as if a short sword in this particular case. It is black metal with gold inlay, gold hilt and handle with ruby and sapphire and fine detail put into it. There seems to be a bit of sand on the plinth underneath the Kopesh.
Kopeshes. Still is a very avid collector of weapons, so she's going to take the Kopesh. Yep. And with the Kopesh, she's gonna lift up the helmet and put it in her backpack.
Make a charisma saving throw.
Son of a bitch. Damn it. $24.
You feel a urge to put the helmet on, and just as you are about to put it over your head, you resist, your body covered in sweat, as you stare at your hands outstretched, just holding it above your head.
Does Finnick see this? Like, actually notice what's happening? That she's fighting it?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
I'm gonna go with my passive 20.
You do notice that she seems to be straining, even though it looked at first like she was just about to put it on without any hesitation.
Well, since Finnick tends to carry her broom around, she's going to take her broom and knock it out of Syl's hands. Attempt to knock it out of Syl's hands.
Go ahead and make an attack.
Is that just a straight 20 throw? Or is there some...
Well, I don't believe that you're proficient with your broom in terms of attacking, so it would be, just strength.
Okay.
Straight D20.
Okay. And 10.
So you try to smack it out of Syl's grasp. Her height, her long arms, and just how she moves a bit seems to keep you from knocking it out of her grasp. So,
Quick side note question. Would a broom be considered a staff? Because she does have proficiency in staffs.
I would say specifically unless you have proficiency with other staff-like weapons, things
Okay.
like pikes and things that have weight on them, that you probably wouldn't have any advantage on that. Typically, you would have disadvantage on it unless you had proficiency, but we're kind of canceling that out since you at least ride it regularly.
Okay.
So, the whispers get louder, telling you now clearer. You can scare as many as you want. You can fight off their spells. You can howl inside their mind. And you can drag them to kneel. Whereas
That's not creepy at all.
Yeah, that's gonna be a no for me, dog.
All right,
She puts it in her backpack.
you managed to resist it enough. All right, so you resist its offer of different features, but the whispers subside, still faint, until it is fully closed over.
The Kopesh, though. No bad things from it?
Well, you looked at it, you picked it up. Sand fell from when you picked it up. There's still some sand that was clinging to it, which fell. Nothing else seems to have happened yet, just from picking it up yet.
Alright, well, she's just gonna tuck it into her belt.
Okay.
On to the next room.
As you are going to the next room, meanwhile, Dandelion is looking over at Meryl and Kale, Umbra, Linnell, Benevolence, and Elwyn. It's rather simple. We can either make a deal, or we can make a wager that is fair to us both. Or I could simply test how weary you all are and see whether you're up to face Dagon's minions right now. I would take this simple spell, send you off. But I think I'd rather invest in you instead of sending you to your demise.
Umbra's just gonna be like, we just want our Strahd back. We'll let you have this Strahd after our Strahd is done interrogating the Strahd.
You think it'd be fun if invitation to the wedding?
Dandelion already has an invitation to the wedding.
Oh, does he actually?
I believe
Well,
so.
when we were talking about knowledge and power and all the stuff, I thought he already agreed to do that, and he was like,
Nope.
He was agreeing that that's fair for what he can offer, but he is saying that that would be more than simply getting Strahd the Alchemist. If he's going to do that, he'd want something from the party.
Kale was just trying to cheat him out. Don't
Oh.
feel bound to that.
I thought, no, I thought he was trying not to cheat us.
Oh no, he is trying not to cheat you by not just simply making it something, if you win, you get something crappy. He's saying, I'm willing to do a wager as long as I get something good out of it, as well as you having a chance for something better. But you're asking for, knowledge and power and the whereabouts of what you call the real Count Strahd. And he wants Strahd the Alchemist, so it's like he's getting one thing compared to your 3 things.
Should we find out if the alchemist is the real Strahd?
Yeah, but we're not there.
Yeah, I know we're not there.
That's why Silla's like, just kill them both to be on the safe side.
Right.
Ignore
I mean, I
everything
will point out, Darwin,
said.
I remember very vividly at the end of the last session, Darwin did bring up, like, hey, what are the chances you think, like, Mr. Smart Alchemist entered all these traps for us? Made, like, a disguise spell on our straw, in hopes that we'll beat the shit out.
You did say that, but nobody has thought to check and see if it was an illusion or any other magic.
I just said I was
Darwin's not in a position. So.
I did just say that before we switched scenes that I was going to go check on the health of the other Strahd.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that would involve some sort of investigation of him. So.
Yes, and we can do that if you want to make a medicine check.
I'm super good at that, guys. It'll be fine.
Doubt.
Unmodified. That's it. It's 15.
He doesn't seem to be looking too good. He's unconscious, but his breathing's definitely shallow. It does seem like he is fairly injured, though there doesn't seem to be signs of external injury.
Probably stabilize him.
If I have any class features that make me better at recognizing certain types of creatures and involving roles with them. I'm sure I have something. Recalling information about Fey fiends or undead. Recalling dark past surrounding objects or things you touch in the area. No, I don't think that applies.
Can you stabilize a motherfucker?
I mean, if I imagine if I had recognized he needed stabilizing, I would have attempted to, yes.
Well, didn't you just see that his breath was ragged? He was sunken, he was unconscious?
That doesn't mean he needs to be stabilized. That just means his breath was ragged. I would imagine it would
You
be
are a motherfucking adventurer, has seen death and all this kind of shit. This motherfucker's on the edge of death.
So, Darwin or Umbra, do either of you say anything? Either at Kale examining Strahd the Alchemist, or to Dantaline, or to one of the other party members or NPCs.
She's going to ask Kel how that Strahd is doing.
Not well.
I mean, assume not. We just blew up his house, so.
Pretty rough, I would say.
Very minimum, I would assume he would be injured.
He doesn't appear to have external injuries, but he does look pretty bad. Or at least I should say, he doesn't appear to have any recent external injuries. You do see areas, due to his experimentation and such, where he has stitched himself up a few times.
Can she examine his body to see if she can determine what modifications he made to himself?
Go ahead and make a nature check.
Oh boy, I'm good with those. Can I use Arcana?
We'll get to that afterward.
Hey, that's a 25.
He seems to have done something to his blood that is making it slower but still pulse, despite how old he must be for what Strahd had said. He has sewn up himself, possibly removed or put something in place into a few different areas. His eyes are mismatched colors and bloodshot. There are signs of chemicals in the skin, both burning it and just buried underneath the surface. Dark purple and black veins in parts, but not in full. Yet he still has a tan to his skin. It shows he can get a tan instead of bursting into flames, and has blonde hair instead of Strahd's black.
Alright, well, he's probably not a vampire then, right?
Heavily modified.
So he is mortal, quote unquote.
A quick question: what kind of ears does he have?
They appear human.
So they're not pointy like a
Elf.
vampire.
They're not pointy like an elf or a vampire. Or any other type of fae.
Alright, well, she's, shit, she doesn't have, like, a vial or something, so she can take a sample of his blood. Nope, no vial. Alright, so she's just going to... try to wake him up.
How are you trying to wake him?
She's gonna shake him awake.
Okay. Umbra, as you shake him awake,
Yo.
make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy.
Right there. Is there any way I can?
Is this something she can see? Because she is a barbarian. She has danger sense.
It's not something you can see until the instant it happens.
She also has alert. So, does that give her advantage, or?
Well, you're not being surprised. It's more just that you're dodging it in this act. 1 second here. Yeah, they don't have an advantage on attack rolls, is what it is for alert, and you can't be surprised. So this is just you are reacting to it versus it attacking you. It's something that is happening in the area.
That's an 18.
Okay. You take 9 poison damage as a coughing Strahd the Alchemist exhales a poisonous gas in the midst of the cough. Dandelion grits his teeth very lightly. Says, "I'll roll the dice." Before you lose out on more than you'd wager, I'll take an offer of Strahd the Alchemist and let's say 1 year of shortening your lifespan, aging. Whoever loses I will grant where Count Strahd is knowledge, power, and a way toward immortality.
For a year of lifespan?
A year of lifespan if you fail, and he gets Strahd the Alchemist.
What is it still on a roll of what? Is a win.
He's holding up the
Yeah.
die that's been magicked to keep it from being interfered with.
Nope, 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 nope.
I trust you with your die just as much as you trust me with mine.
Yeah, exactly.
And I made
We can roll 2 die.
Umbra will roll his die. Why not?
Oh god. You have to roll a 6 or you lose.
Oh no, he didn't say that. He was seeing who's willing to accept that as will roll.
Oh.
He hasn't set what the condition is.
I would ask for the conditions before you roll.
Call odds or evens.
50-50.
So we're rolling for evens and odds?
That's what he's saying. He's rolling his die and choosing if it's going to be even or odd.
Evens.
Alright. It comes up as a 2.
So you win!
He gets
Nice.
his teeth a little. It says, which do you want first of the enemies?
Strahd's kind of important, so let's get him first.
Count Strahd is in 2 places.
Oh man.
There's a matter of which part you want.
The Black Strahd. The non-blonde Strahd.
What do you mean? 2 places? Like, is one of the places the one we can see? This guy right here.
One of them is here, yes.
We wish
And
for
the
more
other
money.
Strahd. So we
I would
want
like point down at this guy. This one. Here, this one. Not over there. Here.
yeah. All right. So this is number 1. So number 2 is somewhere else, right? We'd like to know where the one not here is.
Devil lawyer.
I thought the bet was
In
for
every
him, not
peak
information about his location.
in his home.
He is at his home.
What do you mean by home?
He's back in Averab.
That's an assumption. What do you mean by home?
His tower, his castle.
The name of the castle.
Ebon Peak.
Yeah, we were just there. You know, the place that has that gigantic monster in the basement that we were running away from?
Alternate castle with like an alternate, I just wanted to make sure. The holes are tricky.
That's what Umbra's asking. That fat tower, the one with the monster underneath that we were running away from in the first
Yes.
place? He's back there.
You're as blind as the bats he turned into when he flew off.
Well, I mean,
He flew pretty
does-
fucking far. Shit.
I wouldn't imagine him to be skimping on his stealth skill.
Well, I mean,
All
I
right.
did describe, as the beam went off and things were going in and out of different rifts, that there were some bats that went off into a cold-looking place.
Oh. Well,
What's that supposed to tell us, Micah? Not a damn thing.
Came out of the mansion and flew up into a rift that went to a very cold place.
only one cold place that we know
No.
of. So, all right. Well, that's.
There could have been other cold places, but that was the one I went to.
All right. Well, that's cool. He's gonna have a lot of fun there, I guess. What was the other thing? A power and knowledge.
Power, knowledge, and part of the path toward immortality.
I'm already an immortal, so
You are long-lived. There's a difference.
that is true.
I'll tell you what, that's something that could use a little bit of knowledge. I recognize those flying riders from earlier, all white. Why do they seem so familiar despite me never seeing them?
I could tell you, but is that what you want, knowledge-wise?
No, no. I won this bet. I will get the other things. Since no one
Yeah,
else wanted to do it,
That's their call, not mine. Whether that is the knowledge, obviously that's not you need, but it is. And it could be something that you.
she's
not right now.
going to ask for knowledge. She wants to know.
Too bad this isn't Syl. I want my proficiencies.
Yeah, she wants she wants the knowledge of how to make uh, how to make adamantine.
How to make it. You mean
Yes.
not to work it, but to create it.
Yes, I can make it work with mithril. I can work with adamantine, but I don't know how to make it. The dwarves never gave me that knowledge.
It is an ore that is mined from deep in the ground and in other places.
Just dig it up.
I mean, let's be honest. That's essentially what he just told you. Is just dig it up.
Well, no, like the whole process, like how hot it needs to be and all of that fun stuff.
Right.
Pretty
You
hot.
asked how to make adamantine. And that's why he said, like, how to create it, or how to work it, or what. And you said the dwarves didn't tell you where it was found.
Ah, that is true.
There's still 2 things to be given out.
she wanted like this. Well, never mind. All right, so power, right, and immortality knowledge. What's the immortality knowledge?
There are many different routes depending on how much you want it to change you in the process.
Lichdom.
How much of yourself as you are do you wish to retain in the process?
All of myself?
I like my boobies.
Yeah, she's kind of fond of those.
This is pretty cold.
The apparatus itself that is in that structure has the means with the proper settings to fuse two entities in different cages into the central one, just as Count Strahd had once separated himself from Strahd the Alchemist. It has been repurposed, but the notes to alter it back still exist.
Oh, that's epic.
And you have something immortal already with you for such a merger.
But will we get to keep ourselves, or do we get a whole new person created with both of their personalities and minds and souls?
That is up to you on the knowledge you leave for yourself. It is the only way to guarantee such things.
Who's the immortal that is with us? Yllenda?
He kind of does a rubbing of the brow and gestures toward the eggs on the ground.
Oh, sweet. How did those get there? Who brought them here?
Miranda totally did not sneak out here with that. They're part of what we were here for.
Alright.
I think we only need one, though.
We only need one. How many are there? 2?
3.
3? Even better. Alright, so... Powers next?
Comes great responsibility.
Right?
Well, that things.
What is the limit of this power?
Of which power?
You said you can grant me a power. What is the power?
Power of voodoo.
Who do?
You do.
Remember the babe.
What, babe?
I couldn't help it.
No, it was perfectly there, and I was thinking the same thing. There's much of different forms of power that can be granted. And you didn't specify, even though I suggested it.
Like, could you give me a weapon or a spell?
A witch. Something.
An ability.
I can certainly do
ability.
either.
A really tasty bottle of rum.
That's not a power. That's a thing.
I mean,
Gotta think.
drunken
It's
master is
unconscious.
a thing.
The power of crippling alcoholism.
Earth, fire, water, air,
Heart.
heart, tumors.
Together we form alcoholic.
You're a motherfucking tree.
I can give any of those things, but which of those categories?
How about something at will, you know?
A spell that I can use an unlimited amount of times. That is powerful.
The power of friendship.
Yeah. They're gonna give you a spell that digs a really big hole, and that's all it does. But it's powerful because it's such a big hole that it digs.
Don't have to worry about digging wells anymore.
Right?
You'll be the hero of the townsfolk.
Or you could use it to bury all the people you've killed. There you
Your
go.
name could be Well Wisher.
Oh no.
Oh no! Forget I ever mentioned the digging holes idea. I now never want to be a thing.
Ah.
There are many different spells I can bestow in that regard. Let us see. I could allow you to manipulate shadows, if that would be of interest to you.
Next.
I could give you ability to temporarily resist certain types of damage on yourself or another you touch, or is within a certain range of you that you select. I could give you one that lets you sense things that are around you, or another to bring metal objects to you at your command.
I do have an interest in the objects that are made of metal. That's an option. What's the next one?
I have one which temporarily gives a boost to one who you touch to keep them alive or able to survive more than they normally would be able to.
I feel like a lot of these are cantrips.
You did say
No,
you
yeah,
might will.
don't go through it. No.
Yeah, I'm like, those are cantrips.
How about a little bit more powerful at will?
Guidance,
Like
yeah.
level 1, level 2 spells, you know?
Well, he's starting off with, easier to deal stuff. One that can summon tendrils that can lash out at your foes. A
Is there a way?
spell that will create a notebook and quill that you can write in. It will hold a certain amount of information, and even if destroyed, it'll reappear again when you bring it back.
First, I thought you were gonna say basically the death note. That really
I
got
considered
my
it, but no.
attention.
I want that one.
That one.
Don't let Syl get the death note.
Don't let her. Holy hell.
There's another that can temporarily boost another to act instead of you, that you choose. Manipulating
What is-
time to affect how quickly they may react or otherwise perform something that you wish for them to have the opportunity to do.
What is the most powerful spell that you can teach me?
Thank you.
Oh, but that's not what you asked for.
No, and the most powerful at-will spell that you can give me.
Yeah. Where I don't need, like, materials to cast the spell. That's what I meant by at will.
Well, perhaps this would more trigger a fancy. A small spell that, when used, prevents any from lashing out at you as you flee or advance until you stop moving.
Feel like that's Expedious Retreat.
Oh.
It is not Expedious Retreat.
Haste?
No. It is something different entirely.
Ooh.
It is a cantrip, but until the end of your turn, you do not trigger any reaction of any kind after casting this.
How about...
And anything that would be triggered by your movement will not activate until you end your turn.
Just running through all the traps.
It's feasible.
Retreat. That's a Medicious retreat.
That's what Syl wants.
Yeah, this is not what Umbra... Is there a... Okay. Is there a way that you can increase my dexterity? Or an ability you can give me to make me very good shooter?
There is something that could be of use in that regard. He moves his hands in a twirling motion, and a coin suddenly appears, moving between his fingers quickly. He flicks it up, and it hovers in the air, the coin having the appearance of a target with notches on it, and a open eye staring out from the center of it that glows faintly.
Of course.
If you fling this at a target, or know its name, and either plant it on them or fling it at them, your next aim at them will be enhanced, allowing you to have a greater chance of striking them down. And should you flick it at a particular foe and they flee, it will follow them until the next dusk, when it will return to your pocket.
Is that like a ranger's mark? Art mark? What is it called?
Hunter's mark.
Hunter's mark. Right?
This is an item. That is not a spell.
Oh. Okay.
It will give you advantage if you fire at somebody who you have flicked this at. You can choose to flick it at somebody else without taking another spell. You can plant it in someone's pocket and be able to have advantage at firing at them. If you know their name, you can flick it and it'll go toward them even if you miss its general direction.
I'll take that. Wait, will this only work for me?
This coin of the hunted will be bound to you unless you should give it away. It cannot be
Okay.
stolen. It cannot be found even should you perish until you are resurrected.
Excuse me. Alright, I'll take it. And once she gets the coin, she's gonna give it to Lindell.
She blinks a bit, but nods small. Thank you.
Yep.
Quite honest with upon my shooting spin, that's probably not a bad idea.
I didn't want to say anything, but we need all the accuracy we can get, it seems.
Well, at least I've not hit anybody else. I'm like somewhere around here.
Yeah, that's true.
So Miranda wants to loot while she's looking for Strahd.
Okay.
Since she doesn't know that he's back home.
So, as you are moving around and searching through the mansion, there are several different slim books, notes in code that are about things to do with the apparatus. There are also several small books with little alchemical formulae and experimentation with different small little spells building up toward larger ones, written in code for the larger ones, but the smaller ones put simply for perhaps other agents that could be of service to be able to learn them and put them to use quickly.
Whatever, start stashing books and stuff. Anything that's important.
After you leave the room with the apparatus and take books, you eventually come back out of the room and can see the hallways have the different stationary constructs. And the banister hallway that you are on has 2 other doors leading out, other than the one that leads to the apparatus.
Leading out where?
You would have to open the door in order to find out. There's one to your left and one to your right.
Right's been lucky. Right's the same as even. I'm still sneaking around.
As you open the right-hand door, you can see what appears to be a small studio where there is a portrait and another and another. Dozens of portraits of Strahd the Alchemist and Count Strahd interposed. Different versions of them in pain and maniacally grinning, overlapping,
Well, that's
and
creepy.
separating or merging. It's difficult to tell.
Okay. Search around for something that is useful and not creepy paintings.
As you are about to leave the room, make a perception check.
That would be 27.
Okay.
Or 8. No, yeah, plus 9. 8.
One of the paintings, which had Strahd the Alchemist and Count Strahd, looking opposite directions, eyes clenched shut and looking in the general direction, even with the eyes shut tightly, opposite of each other. The one of Strahd the Alchemist, eyes are open and looking dead at you.
Wave? Kind of dance back and forth, see if the eyes follow me without being an optical illusion.
They do.
Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo.
Poke his eyes out.
Fireball. Or not fireball. Fireball.
Fireball!
Okay. As you throw a firebolt at it, it easily catches flame.
Is it burning?
It is burning, yes. It is burning red at first and then starts burning green.
Push it
Ooh,
into the other paintings.
different chemicals.
Yeah. Like, throw all the other paintings on top of this. We're making a pyre out of his paintings.
As you are pulling the paintings off of the wall and throwing them onto the fire. It's a 22 hit.
Only on Monday.
I was going to say on Tuesdays. Is it a spell?
It is not a spell.
Yep.
This large dual portrait on the wall that you peel off suddenly wraps around you and attacks you. First, with its bite.
This is how Miranda dies.
You take 12 piercing and 6 acid damage.
I scream.
Bloody murder?
Bloody murder! Is it grappled
Oh no,
on me?
it's always the hot ones that die.
It has
first.
grappled you and has bitten into you.
Don't you remember scary movies? The slutty ones always die first.
Hold on.
So, make a perception check.
She's gonna use her passive perception of 24.
You do hear the screaming coming from 2 floors up.
Is this like a good kind of scream or a bad kind of scream?
It is not
Gonna
a good
go
kind of screaming.
investigate the screaming. She's not the one causing it, so she's a little sketched.
Okay. And Finnick is going with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring her along. I'm gonna have her walk in front of me.
I want to break grapple.
Okay.
And then bonus disengage and run away.
Oh yeah, you easily break the grapple.
Good. Because I'm weak.
That was only 4, so.
Well, it's a good thing. My athletics is a 3. So I can roll a 1 and beat it. Yeah. Bonus action. Disengage.
As
And I leave the room. start going to safety.
As you leave the room, the greater mimic shuts the door behind and starts patting out the paintings. You can hear squealing sounds coming from inside.
Stupid mimics. It's burning itself, trying to pat itself, the other things out, I hope.
It appears there are multiple different squealing sounds.
Murdering
That's just-
a family of mimics.
That's one of the most annoying sounds I've ever heard.
Things like that. Only some of them getting really high pitched. Screaming. In pain. And suffering.
Hope you feel bad about yourself.
I don't. The only thing I feel bad about is getting hit and bit.
On a scale of 0 to 200, how do you feel?
Two.
Yeah, a 2.
You only have 2 health left?
Yep.
I was
No
joking, but
way.
yeah, I guess right.
Why do you think I'm leaving? If I had more health, I might have stayed and wrestled.
Figure it was low. I didn't figure it was that low.
Yeah, you brought me down to 2 hit points with that attack. And that's why I was like, cheese it.
Yeah, that's only a HC,
This is the one time I'm thankful for having Rogue for the bonus action disengage, or else I would be fucking stuck there. Or he would take an opportunity attack on my way out.
Maybe it would have had Sentinel and it ignores the disengage check.
Oh.
Then you'd be SOL.
Oh, do mimics poop?
Digest
know, we
and
never
expand like
asked.
an amoeba.
We never asked what's his name though.
Carl.
Carl.
Carl!
Who has Carl?
Carl is relaxing back at Evan Peak.
Okay. So how long does it take to get to the sounds of the scream?
Miranda being able to fly probably just jumps off and descends. That's my guess. Unless she wants to search other rooms. You can definitely see Fennec and Syl enter into the foyer below, at least.
Yeah, I'll go to them. Fennec might be able to heal me. The painting, it bit me.
Did you bite it back?
No, I bit some of them first. Apparently.
Okay. As long as you would swing and
Fennec heals you for 6.
Yay!
here's a greater health potion.
I quaff it.
You
What is
owe
the
me
greater-
20 platinum.
I spit it in his face. I
I'm
don't
just
even have
kidding.
20 platinum.
It's just 10 platinum.
Um,
Actually, I forgot how much these cost. I
What's
think
the
they're
healing
pretty
It's
on
not
it?
that
expensive.
much.
What's the healing on it?
4D, 4 Delta 4 plus 4.
Huh, 15.
Hey, that's not bad. It's almost max.
Almost a little bit higher than I was before I got hit.
Alright, well, we're going to explore the rest of this mansion.
I
You see
explore
any-
with them, behind them. Yes, there's mimics in the right-hand thing up there, and thingy. They're screaming and burning. I made a pyre.
Nice.
I think they didn't like that.
Miranda. So, make a perception check.
Okay. The 2. So,
I'm gonna go with my passive.
Ditto.
19.
24.
Cause yeah, I rolled a 3.
As you gesture to the room that had the mimic paintings in it and the one that had looked at you, yeah, you can see that there's smoke billowing up through a hole in the roof. You can see it going above that room.
Whatever. I hope they all burn. Let's try to check it out before the house burns down.
Ah, shit, the house is made of wood, isn't it?
I mean, it's a room with a bunch of paint.
Who makes a house out of wood these days? It's all about gold.
If anybody has control flame,
Nope.
Yeah, you're kind of out of luck there on that one.
Well-
Oh, yeah, did you find Strahd? That's secondary reason why.
I
you
did
can't-
not. I found a piece of his clothing and hair in one of the chambers, but he was nowhere to be found. I did find a bunch of books and stuff on the apparatus,
Oh,
which
that's cool.
I took with me. Some alchemical stuff, notes and bullshit, some encoded, some not. And then I found the painting room, and the painting tried to eat me.
That's not cool.
It looked at me funny, so I set it on fire, and another one tried to eat me while I was burning the rest of them.
Okay. Meanwhile, Darwin, Umbra, you both can see the smoke coming up from the burning mansion. As far as you know, Syl, Fennec, and Miranda are inside of it.
Yeah.
Well, shit. How many people would
Your
be...
immortality is in there, by the way.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Fuck hell. Umbra's gonna use Mage Hand to. Wait, does she have a Mage Hand? I don't think.
Use Mage Hand to what?
No, she does not have Mage Hand. But she's a blacksmith and she has blacksmith tongs. So she's gonna use those to pick up the eggs and put them inside.
Well, I know we need one for our quest.
She's gonna use her her construction feature, to quickly make a metal pail and put the eggs inside the pail.
Go ahead and make
That's actually
a
pretty smart.
sleight of hand with your proficiency, whether you're proficient in it or not, because you are using your tools.
Yay! Blomp! That's a nat one. My dice is not liking me today.
Okay.
So that's a 5.
You drop an egg.
As you try to carefully pick up the egg, in the process of doing this, when somebody mentions that the building is burning and you glance at it, you slightly press too hard on the egg, squishing and cracking it,
Oh no!
yolk
No.
spilling out, and as it spills, it burns on the ground.
And then there was 2.
She's just gonna scoop them up in the pail itself. Forget the tongs. Putting some
So-
sand in there so they could be comfortable.
Are you going to use your hand to roll them in as you're scooping it up, or are you going to use something else?
Does she need to use her hand? I mean, it's in the sand, right? So she could just like
It's
scoop
mostly
it
rock.
underneath.
I mean, you can get some
Oh.
sand enough scattered to, put some into the bucket, but it is mostly rock on the top of the butte.
All right, she'll use the tongs to gently nudge them into the bucket.
Okay. With advantage, sleight of hand. With
All
advantage.
right,
You crush another egg.
that's a 15.
Okay. You managed to get them both in this time, trying to do them both together and carefully.
I'm glad it was advantage because the first roll was a 2.
And then there was 1.
So, you,
And then she's gonna put them in a bag of holding and ask if any other people are gonna see if we can rescue our party members. Friends
Okay.
is a strong word.
Alright, as you are heading to put the eggs into the bag of holding, make a nature check.
Oh, poop! They need to fucking breathe, right? Hey, that's in that 20 plus
Okay.
5.
Congratulations.
You know that at their size and what they breathe, you would have the full maximum of 10 minutes that they can be in there.
They're in eggs. How are they breathing?
There's little holes in
Real life eggs do breathe in and out.
fucking hell. She's not gonna put him in the bag of holding. She's just gonna carry around a pail with
Go get your immortality before the house burns down.
She doesn't know that you have the book. So.
Who said you needed the books? You put the thing on the other thing. You do the other thing. You have Dandelion. He's supposed to help you with this.
Well, he said he did part of the information.
Part of
Dave.
yeah, he said he did part of the information. All right.
Come on. Let's be the fly
So-
here. Put yourselves in the thingies. We'll push a button.
Speaking of which, Strahd the Alchemist has coughed but is still dazed and on the ground. Meryl or Umbra, do either of you do anything with him?
I mean, Darwin's having enough trouble breathing on his own still, so he's definitely.
Right, I forgot you were inside the mansion, so it'll be just Umbra who would be present to decide on that.
To decide with what?
What to do with Strahd the Alchemist, because remember he was being woken up. Or no, Darwin is...
Yeah, Darwin is the one outside.
Yeah.
I was
for a
about to
moment
say,
there, I confused Darwin and Fennec. Just because you were saying about something about the smoke.
No, I was talking about being unable to breathe because he's breathing out toxic gas or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not our problem anymore. He's Dandeline's problem.
Well, I mean,
Is he?
won the bet, so he doesn't take him.
Oh, he doesn't?
So,
No.
assuming that he's waking up, that means if he takes enough damage, he's gonna fall unconscious again, right?
You could surmise that.
I'd be half tempted to just punt him in the face.
How about Umbra offers him to Dandelion for the other part of the information of the immortality.
You certainly
We
could if you wish to.
allowed to give him away?
Are we allowed to?
Didn't Strahd want to talk with him first? Thought?
It's your choice. Strahd doesn't seem to be there to say one way or the other.
Good point.
It's like, there's no one here to tell us we can't do it.
Well, I mean,
You
there's
could.
several other NPCs, but
You could probably right now kill him.
But he wanted to talk with him, right?
Were those quotation marks talk?
Quotation marks, talk.
Huddle,
Good
team huddle,
point.
team huddle, guys, team huddle.
A team huddle with the two
Strahd
people that are
want
actually
to kill this Strahd.
Don't remember.
I thought you were supposed to keep notes.
I did, sort of.
Somehow that
Had
didn't
we
seem
make an
important enough to know.
intelligence check? She has keen mind. She would remember.
Oh yeah, she would remember. What did Strahd say?
What did Strahd say?
Umbra, I've always remembered that you used to be a real smart fella. Do you remember what Strahd
So-
said?
I'm pretty sure I
Strahd
remember
did
what he
talk about how he wanted to know, what he was doing, why he had captured Yllenda, whether they had been collaborating or what when Yllenda stole the things that she did, and other questions before deciding what to do with him. But Strahd is not there to do that, and did say that he hoped to be able to take one alive to question him. Did not specify must take him alive.
Worst comes to worst, you can bring him back to life. Yeah. 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 Yes. Let's kill him. We're gonna kill him.
Down.
You're not even there.
Yeah, I was about to say.
No, I'm not yet, but I'm down.
He's gonna kill him. Anyone
Actually-
objects? Any objections?
I'm
I
not gonna
mean,
object.
Darwin's kind of assuming that you know what you're talking about, because he sure doesn't remember.
Yeah. I mean, he'd be a lot more trouble alive. So we should just kill him now and then bring him back to life when we can under our own circumstance. So who's gonna
Ken.
do it?
Yeah, no, I think I'm good.
Come on,
Alternatively, you can knock them unconscious once they hit 0. You can decide to knock them unconscious, in which they automatically stabilize, and then they are out for like an hour or 2.
Yeah, an hour before they gain 1 HP back.
No, she does not really want to deal with this guy, so she's going to kill him.
Okay.
She's going to stab him twice and do the decapitation. Wait, does she need to do the decapitation?
Well, 1 hit, assuming he's at 1 HP, 1 hit puts him under. Assuming he's not regaining hit points right now, secretly.
Yeah, she's gonna kill him.
Okay.
Well, I have the feeling this is gonna backfire really badly. Like, he's gonna explode. He's gonna stab him, and he's literally gonna explode, and he's gonna die.
You're gonna die. I'm safe.
Yeah, but what if there's another methane pocket underneath this butte?
Yeah, she's going to kill him, and then
Someone in the background just shout no as you said that.
yeah, he died in Minecraft.
Oh.
It's okay.
So, you're going to stab him and then decapitate him, you said?
Yeah. Wait, does gentle repose work on a decapitated head, or does the body need to be whole?
The body should be whole.
Oh no! I'll tell you guys about this later. It's cursed.
Alright, so she's going to kill him and then cast gentle repose on him.
Dantaline just watches. Says, I could watch him for a while. Be dead weight. Bring him back in the mansion.
I feel like he wants to abuse the dead body.
What are you gonna do with the body if we give it to you?
Oh, it's not really that important what happens to the body. But besides, your closest chance at immortality is presently burning up. Tick-tock.
But do I want immortality? She's gonna ask Linnell, do I want immortality? Do you want immortality?
Well, I'd have to say that I don't want to be a puddle again. But art is about making transient things, even when they're carved into stone. So it's there's always a matter of, refining your craft and making things better as you get older and eventually running out of time. But at the same time, there's a matter of, leaving off at your best and not getting too obsessed and spending too long refining and refining and refining without completing and, just calling it all shite and hiding it away where nobody sees it. It's sort of a tough one.
Yeah, the most influential figures in my life were immortal, all-powerful beings, and they kind of regretted being immortal, all-powerful beings.
For a second there, I thought you were talking about your religion.
No, she doesn't really have a religion.
Yeah, I was about to say, never did take you as someone who was a religious individual, so.
Well, her parents and grandparents were kind of gods. So you can't really be religious if they're gods, descendants of gods.
That's a good point.
She had once wanted to ascend to godhood, but after being sent over here, she doesn't want to do that anymore. She still wants to get back home. She's going to finally say that immortality is overrated and she's not going to go for immortality.
Well, if not immortality, there's still friends inside there, I think. Or at least acquaintances, if they're not friends yet.
Yeah, we need to go rescue Miranda and Fennec. Yeah, those are the only two that went in there.
No, the only two that you saw going there was Syl and Fennec. Miranda
No,
snuck off.
She can see Miranda's not there.
She can see
that.
Miranda's not there. Nope, there's only Miranda and Fennec. Nobody else.
Oh, she doesn't like Syl, huh?
Still dead to her. So, yeah, they're good. Guess let's go, Darwin, and rescue those two people that I mentioned.
Oh, we're rescuing people now?
Yes, we need to rescue Fennec and Miranda because they're inside this burning house.
I mean, I'll try my best, but I'll be honest. There ain't gonna be much I can do. I'm magically drained, I'm physically drained, and I'm just about out of optimism.
Who needs that?
I can play you a rousing song while you rescue them. Give you motivation.
I think it's much better to be a realist than blinded with naivety.
Aren't you cheerful?
No, that's sort of the point.
I know, that was a joke.
I know, it wasn't funny.
Yes, I know,
Quit
and
your
neither are
day
you.
job.
Alright, let's go.
Bro's just gonna
Don't make jokes to be
walk
funny.
in
Sarcasm
there.
is one of the lowest forms of humor. Being facetious is a different matter.
So Umbra's going to go inside a possibly burning building.
And Darwin's gonna pull out his saxophone and follow the path.
Alright.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Linnea, Yllenda, and the others start going with Benevolence still is chasing butterflies.
Oh, Yllenda can walk around?
She's
Darwin
limping,
will
but
be playing.
she's still trying to help. She can fly.
I thought you
a little
said
bit.
like, I thought you said that her lower body was cut off.
No, she had her sword driven through her gut.
Oh,
Yeah, I pulled it out.
okay.
I really just want to loot this place, take that body, and go back home.
Well, the issue is his home isn't much better than this place currently.
Yes, you know what home is, though?
Not
Not
the desert?
Winterhold.
Finishing this mission is what home is.
Oh, good point.
Leveling up is what home is.
Introducing new characters that'll probably not die. Perhaps.
Eventually, the others do end up finding Syl, Fennec, and Miranda. Linnea able to use some magic to shape water. Gee, a Naiad able to do that. Seems fitting.
Umbra couldn't create
And
her.
in tandem with others, able to slowly put out the fire.
No more first level slugs.
I found information on the apparatus.
Did you just roll a douche dice?
I did.
Oh, that's cool. What's his name?
I didn't find Strahd.
We know where Strahd is. He's back at Winterhold.
Oh.
In Averab. In the tower. Eden Peak. Castle.
Well, I tell them there's mimics in that right door over there, and then so I start sneaking up and go through the left door. I hand all the documents off.
Who are you giving them to, Umbra?
Whoever takes them.
Umbra's gonna take them.
Miranda,
Put those in the bag of holding.
you are checking the other door on the second floor?
Yes. And that's 31 stealth.
Boy. Probably not a good thing for Darwin to come in playing the saxophone version of Holding Out for a Hero, is it? With the drumsticks accompaniment playing behind him.
21 perception.
So you open the door. You can see what appear to be two figures gently rocking a crib that has what at first looks like an infant, but no, it's got a bit of fur, maybe a dog, maybe a werewolf. But then you see it's got a longer snout and drooping fangs. 3 eyes, not 2. Tendrils
That
sweeping
ruminates
back.
Fireball.
And bone spurs jutting out of skin in different places as it slumbers. the two figures turn, and you can see they are entirely comprised of pieces of different bodies. Not like Frankenstein's creature, where it looks more human, but things like eyebrows made out of teeth, lips made out of the skin between fingers,
Fireball.
different pieces shaped in a crude mockery of human form.
Oh.
One just holds up a finger to its lips, making a shushing sound as it continues to rock the crib, just watching you at the entrance.
Slowly shut the door. And then
Gotta give
go
a friendly wave.
Go back to the group and say, monsters. Freaky, freaky monsters.
Do we kill them or?
What are the chances they heard the saxophone solo coming down the hallway? Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
No, that 80s one.
Careless Whisper?
Yeah.
The one from Lost Boys.
Even
Life's a musical. Question is, do you want it to be forte or piano?
Pianissimo.
Pianissimo. So we're going to leave now? Yes? This is Umbra. Then Still's gonna ask, then how are we supposed to get back to Strahd?
Do we go back to the where we teleported in?
Good question.
Still's gonna heave a sigh. There is a spell I know that can take us back, but do we really, truly, really want to go back to that place?
Miranda doesn't have a choice. She is bound to the queen.
Umbra's gonna say yes because she likes Strahd.
Hold up. Wait a second. Did I mishear? What question are we being asked?
Do we really want to go back to Heaven Peak?
I mean, yeah, that's kind of where my stuff is. I mean, this is a really nice looking castle, and it was going to be a nice wedding.
Oh yeah, there's also the abomination monster that's...
Yeah, you gotta remember, we've also got the Heart of Darkness, we have Giant Slime Motherfucker, and we have Plant Lady who's secretly evil, apparently, or something like that.
Oh,
She's
she's
definitely evil.
definitely awesome. You know, she's so wonderful. Everybody just loves her.
Fun fact, she would make for a good bonfire.
Dobbs absolutely loves her.
Well, Dobbs is dead, so it doesn't matter.
Still loves her.
Oh, bullshit.
Nope, still loves her. Worships the ground she walks on.
Hey, if you bring Dobbs' corpse back to her, you might get a Dobbs puppet.
Yeah!
Yeah, but that'd be kind of gross. Have sand in it.
She's not going to do that.
It's a lot of effort for something that's not worthwhile.
Still is going to go over to Umbra and just be like handing over Dobbs' head to her along with a pouch
Oh no, the issue is if we just turn in the head, it's gonna turn to like one of those freaky, like the thing. The legs grow out of the stump of the neck, and it's like a spider, but it's Dobbs's head. It's gonna be gross.
Head spider.
Yeah, let's not. I say we stop bringing the head with us. That's kind of. That's
She's gonna pay 40 silvers to turn Dobbs's head into a shrunken head.
Okay.
Not 40 silver, 40 platinum. Will Umbrella accept? Yes. 40 platinum is platinum, even if it's from a dead person.
Are you using my old gold to
Yep.
to turn my head into a shrunken head?
Oh yeah.
What are you gonna do with that? Strap it to your fucking belt?
Yeah.
You were the opponent.
Or the opponent that I shoved off a cliff face.
No. No, I fell forward.
No,
That's
you're
why I
right.
fell.
It's a butte face. Or should I say butt face?
Go to sleep.
Okay. Alright. As you are all talking, debating the possibility of not returning to Ebon Peak and quickly squashing that idea, at least for most people, if not everybody agreeing. Meanwhile, out on the butte, Dandelion watches Benevolence chasing butterflies, looking over at Strahd the Alchemist. You know, he made such a intriguing bargain. Secret on how to finally achieve his goal. In exchange for, well, quite a bit costly to him. And since seeing other things after the bargain was made, decided it was not worth releasing me if I wouldn't just give him further. Still, he did give me you, among the other things. He reaches a hand down, gripping Strahd the Alchemist's neck as he lifts him up, hand planting on his face and pulling a black-haired, pale-looking soul from the body before he vanishes with it.
Nobody else thought it was a bad idea to leave this motherfucker alone with him?
Well, yeah, I knew it was a bad idea, but we have to get the plot going somehow.
I was gonna say, I thought we left a couple of people out there, because Kale was still out there.
Nope, everybody went with us.
Benevolence was the only one staying and chasing butterflies. I specifically said it before you guys went, that he was the only one staying, unless somebody was going to remain.
And what
Oh,
was
sure.
gonna stop
That-
Dandelion from like casting sleep on someone or taking them along with Strahd?
Yeah, good point. There isn't much we could have done about that. Now the question is, was that original Strahd soul that he just took?
Black-haired.
Black hair.
Oh, it was a disguise spell.
Something like that.
As you all return, even though the spell is on Strahd the Alchemist's body to keep them from decaying and decomposing, there's something different. The skin is lighter in most places and black in others. There's thin blue fractally lines around the mouth and eyes, which are wide open, almost screaming something. There's still no pulse when checking the body. And when asked what happened, Benevolence
I don't know. I was chasing butterflies.
was busy chasing butterflies
Fucking useless.
and remembers hearing something or other about bargain, but didn't pay much attention.
So we never found our Strahd is the issue.
Oh yeah, it was right in front of us the whole time. We don't know that.
The thing is that some of us made the assumption. No one listened, specifically Darwin and Kale.
But y'all didn't have, like, spells to see if you can,
If it's just a
dispel
simple,
magic.
if it's a simple like disguise spell, usually you can just touch them.
Hey. When it all comes down to it, nobody fucking voted to stay outside anyways.
Nope.
Except for Benevolence.
And
He's
Dandelion
chasing
could
butterflies.
have just, easily killed one of whoever was out there anyways.
Well, maybe.
I suppose there's like a callback number, like for like reviews. Is there? Do you think we'd be able to call and just double check and be like, "Hey, yo, did you grab the wrong Strahd?"
No, he
Accidentally?
grabbed the right Strahd.
Right one for him.
He knows exactly what he wanted. He knows exactly what he was looking at.
Hold up, because I know how wording works with a lot of demons here now. So, he promised him Strahd the Alchemist, correct?
No, this Strahd. But that Strahd made a deal with Dandelion for this Strahd, and when it's all said and done, isn't it the same soul, Micah?
They had been the same soul, but they split. Just like soul pains can come from different sources and add or subtract from your own.
So then that raises the question then.
Holy
You think
shit.
maybe just like the picture of the soul is what it existed at its point in creation. I'm
Yes.
assuming when the soul is split. Yeah, so if the soul appears as it looks when it was created, that means that, first of all, the original Strahd soul would look like what it was when he was born. But this Alchemist Strahd, his technical creation was during the split, which would have been Vampire Strahd, which is exactly what the soul looked like. Which then would imply that he did take Alchemist Strahd's soul. Just that his soul looks like old Strahd because that was the point at which the soul was created.
No, this Strahd offered this thing as a deal. That's all I'm hearing. And
What I'm hearing is that Sil could finally split herself.
The notes are there.
The notes are there, and Umbra's gonna read them, and she may want to do that.
It also raises the other question, though, is where is the body of original Strahd?
He's in Ebon Peak.
Okay.
Yep.
We do got to go back.
You are
Yes.
all, I'm saying, in character, basically able to debate this as you are figuring out what the heck happened.
Yeah.
Because
Man.
you'd eventually figure this out with how many characters have religion and, arcana and other things for learning this.
Good point, yeah. That's
It may
pretty...
take some time, but...
You said with, like, history, arcana, religion.
Well, arcana, religion, and the notes that have been gathered up.
I was about to say, I got a decently high religion bonus there.
Is there enough power in the building to run the apparatus?
Go ahead and
Probably
make a
not.
arcana check.
Because the Phoenix was what was powering the place, right?
Somebody needs to make an arcana check. I'm not making that arcana check. Also, we have notes to go on of how it works.
Yeah. Umbra's gonna look over the notes. Well, we could spend a long rest here in the house, right? It's as long as we stay out of that creepy ass monster room.
Debatable.
Let's not all split up. We'll stay in one area and not sleep.
See, this would be a great time for that Necron to show up, because he don't need no sleep. I don't know, that's kind of the issue right now, is
What's
we
your arcana
don't have-
check there, Wolf?
don't have good options.
That's a 24 arcana for Umbra.
Oh, you know, I should probably...
It seems that the apparatus may have enough power for what it is presently designed for one time, but that in the process of changing it from what it is currently configured for to something else, it might not have enough to fully, properly do it.
Is it set up
And
to
it's-
combine or to split right now?
It's set up to combine.
Presently, it is set up for transference.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
That's what that
Swapping.
white light was. Swapping the bot souls between the Strahds.
You
Is
said
there a
transference?
note?
Oh,
Yeah, transference.
they swapped souls for bodies.
Yep.
So real Strahd's body is there, but it has the alchemist's soul inside.
Yep.
Fuck.
Are there notes about phoenixes and how
There
to
are,
take care of the baby?
as well as notes that Yllenda has from when she had stolen them out of Epic.
She stole the phoenixes?
No, she stole
She
the
was
notes
also
about
one of the
ritual.
batteries.
She was. I don't know how I feel about splitting still. On one hand, the other one is a mage. Is a wizard.
Well, right now it's set up for transference, and there might not be any power to swap it to do anything else. But you might be able to put your soul into Alchemiscus Strahd's body.
That's disgusting. So what do the notes say about how long to incubate the eggs?
It depends on the conditions that they're kept at. If they're kept at a warmer than normal temperature without burning them, they will incubate faster. If they're kept at a low temperature, they may even just die.
Uh-oh. What's the low temperature?
Basically, anything below 60 will kill them.
Uh-oh. So we need to get a fire going for these bad boys. She's gonna go over to the fireplace and start up a fire.
I mean, yeah, that'd work.
You are also in the shimmer. It's not like it's cold here.
Again, good point.
Wait, 60 degrees
Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit? Okay.
Yes. Deserts can get very cold at night.
Yeah.
Even hot deserts.
Umbra would know this. She spent 500 years in this place.
So,
So she's gonna start the fire and hang the pail over the fire.
A ways away, I hope.
Yeah, there's sand at the bottom of it too, so you know, making sure that there's like a foot of space between the pail and the fire.
So, as you are thinking over what to do and what has happened, there are multiple different rifts that have things coming in and out of them outside the mansion, around the butte. Still
Those
open.
are still open.
There
Oh,
are
man.
things that screech and shadow a large portion of the butte as they fly out of one rift and across it into another. Screams ringing out of some people of some kind being terrified by whatever has just invaded their realm. There are sounds that are almost familiar to Umbra in a sense, but different, akin to modern times from where she had left, yet strange and alien languages. There are views of trees with large creatures tilting their necks up and starting to nibble on low branches before the branch wraps around the neck, lifting it up off the ground, snapping it, and impaling it higher up, the blood dripping down on the roots as the
I
body
always loved those
rots
trees.
and
Those are
starts
awesome.
to fertilize it, time passing quickly in the realm. Another place with several different buttes, different than this one, but a city built into the rock. Creatures moving about in the forest below. Ziggurats with some wooden people taking aim at creatures that have entered their domain. A place that is constantly pouring out water where creatures move, and a giant eye, the size of a stagecoach, stares out, gazing before
Is
moving
that
along.
lava still pouring out of the other boot?
It is.
Fantastic.
It's
How
an
long do
entire
these
demiplane
rifts
that was
last?
compressed inside there.
Huh?
I said it was an entire demiplane compressed inside there. It's got a fair bit.
How long do these rifts last?
You don't know. Sometimes rifts appear and disappear right away. Sometimes they last for centuries or have no known end time.
Fantastic. Thanks, Miranda.
And one of... Well, I don't think this one has anything to do with me.
Or are these the ones created by the house when I was trying to escape?
Yeah.
Created by the house, yeah.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Miranda.
Yeah, so they probably... The house was trying to escape them.
I
These probably don't
I
last
made
that
the
long.
I made the seafood on the floor over there. I didn't make shit in the sky above the house.
Darwin.
And then we see this figure pop out of this one rift.
Darwin.
There.
One of them, though, goes to Ebb and Hold.
One of them has a figure that, glimpsing at them as they are looking out at multiple crystals, images of the world around them. You see a sword pierced into their chest, magic spiraling around, trying to swallow it, to dissolve it, as it burns away at the chest and keeps flaring in and out. Partial bone and flesh, metal plated onto them, and sinew that is reinforced. This figure moves, and there are after images, and they stretch a hand out toward one of the images, and a figure that is sitting and fishing quickly ages from a young adult to a withered old man that almost collapses onto their side.
Could you say that one more time? You started lagging out right towards the end of that.
Okay. There are after images as this figure gestures over at one of the crystal screens, where there's a person who looks to be a young adult male fishing. And as the hand twists, they become a gnarled old man that almost collapses to the side. And the figure turns its head slowly, after image, snapshots of its movement, as it glimpses back at the mansion, at you, looking at it. And there is a pulse inside you, not in your heart, but deeper still. A pulse of recognition.
Well, the first thing is, one's probably going to be able to tell that whoever that individual is, which I have the feeling it's getting closer and closer to realizing who it is, but that individual completely screwed over that old man, if that is a real old man, not just like a example of prophecy, perhaps, maybe. Arwen doesn't quite like this guy. Just like this feeling of distrust, I would say, probably. Darwin's just going to kind of stare and just kind of have his hand on his throwing hammer. Not like the same way like how a cop would have the hand like at their waist, just kind of like chilling. No?
Mm-hmm.
It's Darwin would essentially stare down this individual. He kind of like I'd say probably trying to like memorize features and just trying to see if you can match them to anything he remembers or anything along those lines. They're from reading or other bits and bobbles.
This figure tilts its head slightly, not at you, but at someone or something just outside of you on the rift. There's sound of almost grinding stone in speech, and a figure clad in white, red armor, much like the riders, stares back out as well before they nod and bow to the first figure who drained the old man. And they leave, hoisting a banner as they exit the room. You can see far down a long hall a courtyard, and out in it several soldiers in practice as this figure carrying the banner is walking toward them, holding it aloft and motioning for them to come toward him.
Does Darwin recognize the symbol on the banner at all? Or if there are any symbols on the banner?
It seems familiar, but you're not entirely certain.
Again, Darwin's just kind of watching with this weird feeling of like apprehension. Is that the right word?
It's a good one.
Like there's a sense of distrust, but at the same one, it's like a sense of distrust, but at the same time, he's kind of watching with intent. Like, I recognize these things, but why do I recognize these things? Type deal, you know.
Mm-hmm. Something deep, something primal speaks to you. And the figure adjusts a couple of the crystals, then gestures over toward the rift, and the view shifts. And you can see as it changes, sliding out of the room, out of a tower, and around, down into the courtyard, where a legion of marrow awaits and starts marching toward the rift.
Are they marching with a hostile intent from what Darwin can see, or is it...
They clearly have weapons at the ready.
Is it the rift towards the mansion?
It's one of the several rifts toward the mansion, yes.
Piece of shit. What did you bring upon us, Darwin?
Boy, it's not my fault I got given a soul at my birth. Isn't mine.
Freaking Darwin.
I'm sorry that I got imbued with the soul of a crippling racist. I would have been fine if I was an elf.
I'm enjoying the fact that we're going into the 6th battle in a row without a long
Look.
rest.
Let's just go to Evan Pete. Let's just go to Evan
This
Pete.
is you guys have had the long rest while you're discussing everything.
Oh,
Oh, so
No,
I,
I've long
I said
this
you
is
guys
when we
are
wake
taking
up
your long
and
rest. You
we
were
start
talking.
seeing these rifts.
Yes, the rifts are still going on.
so we have gotten a long rest in.
Yes, you have gotten a long rest in.
Thank the Lord.
And we also leveled up.
Crickets.
Take your the silence as a yes.
Yes, I have full spell
Are you
slots
back and have a
again.
peek yet? Are you back and have a peek yet? No, then shut the fuck up.
So
Long
Darwin's
rest.
gotten his beauty rest in.
154. Oh, spell slots bad.
I feel like YOLO and go up to the rift that the old Strahd escaped through, back to where we're supposed to, and fuck this place.
Legitimately, that might be our best course of action.
Or we could just go to, we could go to Umbra's homeworld, where, none of the gods exist anymore.
I don't think 12 versus a Legion is gonna work in our favor. Unless anybody has a way to shut that rift off right now.
Is there anything in the notes? This is how to turn off the rift?
Not that you saw.
Damn.
This seems more the apparatus itself, from the best of your notes, was based off of some ideas, some things Strahd had done, Count Strahd, to split himself, some things that Strahd the Alchemist experimented with, and completed by information that Dantaline had given. And as far as the amount of energy used, it was tested with small things, creatures. Nothing as powerful as centuries-old vampire.
I'm this close to blowing up the apparatus.
It'd be nice if this is like one of those processes that, like, if you blow up the thing that did the process, everything just reverts.
Does
Be great, man.
Arendel's new character pop out of one of these rifts?
I suppose we'll find out. Next time on Zondell Z.
Huh.
Oh boy.
That's what it feels like. Fucking didn't do nothing.
Well, you had Miranda.
Alright, well, I'm going to take us off air. We'll discuss things for a short bit before people go to sleep and such.